In April, the Chicago Bears made one of the biggest moves in franchise history, acquiring Pro Bowl quarterback Jay Cutler. Tonight, they get their first live-action look as the preseason begins. A special welcome to all the viewers who've been watching the Indians and Twins on Fox. We welcome you to the Chicago Bears Network. Tonight at Ralph Wilson Stadium in Buffalo, it's the Chicago Bears and the Buffalo Bills. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chicago Bears preseason football. I'm Sam Rosen, along with former Bears quarterback Eric Kramer, and all the talk in preseason and in training camp has been about the number one man at quarterback, Jay Cutler.
Boy, as a franchise, Cutler's given the Bears a credibility they have not had here in 20-plus years, Sam. I think Jay is one of the best physically gifted quarterbacks in the league. Now, it's going to take some time to put all the pieces in place, but they've got some time. He's only played 3 years, and as far as pieces go, Matt Forte and Greg Olsen are a couple pretty good ones to start with.
One guy who's smiling throughout the preseason is offensive coordinator Ron Turner, because he's got the big gun at quarterback, and we had a chance to talk with him about what he expects from him tonight.
You basically go out and run your plays that you've put in training camp. Some of them match up well with what they're doing, some of them don't, so he's going to have some good looks to make some plays, hopefully, and he's going to have some situations where maybe it's not the right coverage or whatever, which is not a bad thing. It gives us an opportunity to see how Jay's going to handle, as we say, manage the bad plays. If the protection breaks down or the coverage isn't what we wanted or whatever, manage the bad plays and then take advantage of the good opportunities, and that's really what I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Jay Cutler will play a couple of series in the first quarter, so there are a lot of other players to be watching tonight. And Eric will be keeping a close watch on some of those players. Let's take a look at the Chase players to watch tonight. There's the rookie 6th-round draft pick, Al Afalava, strong safety, and the new wide receiver, Devin Aroma-Shadu.
Yeah, Sam, defensively, the Bears have lacked a presence now in the secondary for some time. Afalava has given them a bright spot. He's a playmaking, ball-hawking secondary or safety. And then the receiver, Devin, Jay Cutler is starting to mention him by name as a guy he's forming some credibility with and a timing with. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight with these two.
All right, when we come back, our sideline man, Lou Canellis, will join us with an update from the Bears sideline. And then it's the kickoff for the preseason. The Bears and the Bills are coming up. Welcome back to Orchard Park, New York, outside of Buffalo. A warm evening for football, 84 degrees, partly cloudy, light winds. And now we get an update on what's going on down at the sideline for the Bears with our man, Lou Canellis. Lou.
All right, Sam, Jay Cutler is armed and ready for his Bears debut. I talked to him during warm-ups. He said he feels no different than he did prior to his start for the Broncos. Ironically, his last start on this football field for the Broncos, the 2007 season opener against Buffalo, he threw for over 300 yards. Second to the last game last season against Buffalo, this time in Denver, he threw for 359, but the Broncos lost that game to the Bills. It's payback time. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Lou. And Lou will be patrolling the Bears sideline throughout the evening. And there is Bears head coach Lovie Smith, starting his 6th season as head coach. But the Bears haven't made the playoffs since they went to the Super Bowl, and this is a very important season for him, Eric.
Well, Sam, it certainly is, and he's after that conversation we had with him, he's very excited about this team. Doing the games last year, I didn't feel quite as much optimism coming from Lovie as I do this year. I think he's really excited about what he's seen so far in camp.
The Bears have won the toss. They will receive. And back deep is Garrett Wolfe. Danielle Manning is not in action tonight. He's been bothered with an injury. Up front is in front of Garrett Wolfe is Trumaine McBride, another defensive back. Wolfe is a guy who's they're hoping will show something both on special teams and as a scat back, 3rd down back, a lot of speed, and will be one of the return men used tonight. There is Ryan Lindell to kick it off for Buffalo.
Yeah, Sam, Garrett gives you a little bit of shiftiness coming out of the backfield. Obviously, the more he can do, the more you can show teams that you can do. And Garrett's a guy that's a little bit always going to be looking to earn that spot on the roster. Returning kicks is another thing he can do effectively, as well as catching screens and passes out of the backfield.
Second game for the Bills. They played in Canton, Ohio last Sunday. Here's the kickoff from Lindell toward the sideline, and it bounces out of bounds, and the Bears will get the ball at the 40-yard line. And now for his first live action against opposing team, Jay Cutler comes out.
Line. First down.
You heard the referee's announcement on the penalty, the kick going out of bounds, and the Bears start at the 40, and Jay Cutler didn't seem to have nerves when you saw him today, did he, Eric?
One thing I can tell you about Jay, and the little bit that I do know him, he is not a guy that's ever going to show you any nervousness. What he's done in the league in 3 years is show that he's one of the top quarterbacks out there.
Kevin Jones is the running back. They split the tight end. Desmond Clark, who's starting with Greg Olsen out. And Cutler to put it up on his first play, and he goes outside to Devin Hester. And Hester is brought down by Terrence McGee. Staples makes it easy for you to know who's on the field as we get a look at tonight's starters. Staples, that was easy. Earl Bennett gets some action tonight. Devin Hester, certainly the Bears counting on him to be a #1 receiver. Desmond Clark starts with Greg Olsen out. Kevin Jones at running back. Matt Forte will not play. Orlando Pace, Chris Williams, the big tackles. Garza and Frank Omiel, free agent signing, gets the start at guard. Cutler under pressure drops it off to Kevin Jones, who takes it up to the 48-yard line, just short of a first down. Once again, Staples makes it easy to know who's on the field. Here's the Bills on defense. Aaron Schobel is their pass rusher. He played only 5 games last season. Marcus Stroud in his second year with the Bills. Kavika Mitchell, second season after playing with the Giants in the Super Bowl. Paul Posluszny, the middle linebacker, a key man. Ryan Scott starts at safety for Co Simpson, who's out. Terrence McGee and Leotis McKelvin, the cornerbacks. Brandon Rideau in as the third wide receiver. That pass broken up. Intended for Devin Hester and broken up by Leotis McKelvin.
Well, you're going to see here Sam Hester down at the bottom of the screen. Well, here he is right in the center. The cornerback sits off and then stops right at the 5-yard depth that Hester's going to run the hitch route at. And that's one thing. When you get a short route on 3rd and short, the DBs sometimes know right where to sit.
Dominique Rhodes is deep to receive the punt of Brad Maynard. Maynard with a good high kick. Rhodes will let it drop. It's well covered by the Bears. Nicely covered on the play by Corey Graham, who's down in a hurry and caught the ball in the air. And it's down at the 6-yard line. The Bills go on offense. We take a look at the Bears defense, brought to you by Staples. Israel Adonijah gets the start at defensive tackle with Tommy Harris sitting out. Adewale Ogunleye and Alex Brown the ends. We get our first look at Pisatino Samoa in a Bears uniform after his 6-year stint with the St. Louis Rams. Trumaine McBride starts at cornerback with Charles Tillman and Zachary Bowman out with injuries. And you saw starting at safety, 6th-round draft pick, Al Afalava. Eric will be keeping an eye on him. From the 6th, Trent Edwards handing off to Marshawn Lynch, who takes it up across the 10-yard line of the 12. The Bills play a lot of no huddle. What difficulties does that present to the Bears defense?
Well, defensively, you have to match up with their personnel. You basically have to get your calls in quickly to match up and get ready to go.
On 2nd down, it's Lynch again, fighting his way for a yard. Good play up front by the Bears.
It sure was. And what you get with the Bears defense is a lot of upfield rush penetration. There's not a lot of gappers inside the middle. They want to get into the backfield, cause pressure for the running game, and let their backers clean things up like they did just there.
Wally Ogunleye in on the play. Now, Lovie Smith, one of the changes this year is that he will be directly calling the defensive signals into the game. On the headset on the opposite side is Brian Urlacher on out of the shotgun. Edwards with time throwing deep, and he's got Lee Evans up to midfield. Nathan Vasher beaten on the play.
Yeah, what Trent did there is, if we get a look at the quarterback, okay, here's watch Trent. He's right here. Watch him look off to the right and then come back later, and Nathan Vasher gets beat on a double pump by Evans.
Gain of 37 on the play. We should point out that Terrell Owens, the big signing by the Bills, is out with a sprained toe. Did not practice this week. Lee Evans, who's been their #1 receiver, is as dangerous as there is.
He is, and they've got a receiving core along with Lee Evans, you know, that's starting Roscoe Parrish and Josh Reed. They're starting to play pretty well as a unit.
Again, no huddle. It's 2nd and 5 at the Bears 46. Lynch slowed down and tackled beautifully by Lance Briggs. Briggs, who's really played well in training camp. He's had a strong camp.
And he's been to 4 straight Pro Bowls. Here's a guy that does not miss a lot of tackles. And again, they've got to get used to playing at a high speed, but with the no-huddle offense. But Briggs did a very nice job of sealing the edge and making the running Marshawn Lynch stay inside.
5 defensive backs in for the Bears on 3rd and 5. Trent Edwards, the third-year quarterback out of Stanford, being rushed by Aguilia, now by Corey Graham, dumps it off to Marshawn Lynch. Al Afalava steps up and makes the tackle. Another good play by Afalava.
That's right, and this is the kind of thing that the Bears and Lovie Smith were hoping to get. Here's a young guy, gets a chance to make a play and doesn't miss a tackle. That's the key to getting your defense off the field. Make the tackles when they're there.
Good defensive stand by the Bears.
You'll see Trent Edwards here gets flushed out of the pocket. There comes the pressure, and Afalava's coming up right where he's supposed to be. That's knowing where to go, how to get there, and making the tackle. That's what defense is all about.
Earl Bennett is deep to receive the punt of Brian Moorman. Big high kick. Fair catch waved for, and Bennett makes it on the 12-yard line. Jay Cutler out for his 2nd series. Each team has had the ball once and failed to move it effectively. We'll be right back. No score in the game. And we know that some of you were watching baseball earlier on Fox, and here's an update on the score. Bottom of the 8th, the Indians lead the Twins 7-2. We're glad you're with us on the Bears Television Network. First of 3 preseason games we'll have for you on Bears TV Network. One other game will be a network game.
Sammy, you think we're going to see a run this series?
Well, Kevin Jones would like to get the ball. He's in the backfield with Jason McKee at fullback, so let's see. Here we go. Here's Kevin Jones. Broke 1 tackle and fights his way up across the 15 to the 16. Matt Forte is in uniform, but the coach decided doesn't want him to get all banged up early in preseason. Kevin Jones has come into camp lighter, stronger. After last year, he was coming back from major knee surgery, and he's looked good.
We just saw right there him drag about 4 tacklers with him for a couple extra yards. And Kevin's got a lot to prove. He's still a young guy. He's only in his 6th season, and I think he could find a home here with the Bears as a compliment, nice compliment to Matt Forte.
Cutler checking off. He's got 2 tight ends in. He has time, and he throws and hits Devin Hester across the 35. Up to the 36-yard line. That was a nice route by Hester.
It was, and the great thing, Sam, is he had time. Watch, here we go right up here. No pressure on Cutler, plenty of room to step in, and then there's Hester getting time to draw. Watch this. Watch him drive the DB off, get him running. See how he turns his hips right there? He looks like the DB looks like he's running up the field, and that's when Hester throws on the brakes.
Pickup of 20 on that last play. Again, Cutler checking off at the line. Short drop, and he wants to go deep, and that looked like a little confusion on the play. Hester looked like he slowed up on the play, and the pass was overthrown.
And here's what you get with Devin a little bit, is that he was never a receiver in college. He's got some inexperience. When it comes to route running, Jay's going to need some time to learn his body language. There, Devin got cut off a little bit. Jay was thinking he was going to go inside, and then Hester weaved one more time and went outside. Those are the things that are going to have to develop over time.
Now we talked about Garrett Wolf as a third down back. He's in now on 2nd and long. 3 wide receivers, Brandon Rideau in. Cutler steps up under pressure, lets it fly for Hester, and it's intercepted by Leotis McKelvin. So Hester has gone at McKelvin 3 times. McKelvin has won the battle twice.
Yeah, and Ron Turner in the open had alluded to the fact that when Jay can he minimize the bad play? And there's a situation where no one was open, and then Jay ended up throwing the ball anyway.
Jay Cutler trying to make the play using the strong arm, but McKelvin with good position picks it off. It's time for our Toyota Fan Zone question. Who do you think will lead the Bears in receptions this season? Earl Bennett, Greg Olson, Devin Hester, Matt Forte. Vote now by logging on to chicagobears.com/CBN. The Toyota Fan Zone is located on the Chicago Bears Network page. The Bills start from the 26-yard line with 3 wide receivers. Bears showing blitz. But Edwards got time, dumps it off to Marshawn Lynch, and again Al Afalava stepping up. But that time was Trumaine McBride with the tackle.
See the one-handed catch there by Marshawn Lynch. Well, anyway, you've got this is the same type of play that Jay Cutler just had. The protection breaks down a little bit, and look at him look to dump the ball off, and they get a positive gain.
No huddle, 5 defensive backs in for the Bears. 3 wide receivers for Buffalo. Edwards is brought down. Corey Graham, a native of Buffalo, coming home before family and friends, makes a big play on the blitz.
Watch Corey Graham come in here from the left side, look at Agunlie right there in the throwing lane, which is where Trent Edwards wanted to go. It's as much a coverage sack as it was a scheme sack, and it's great for Corey Graham to be able to do that at home.
Loss of 8 on the play, brings up a 3rd and 16. Edwards being pressured, drops it off to Marshawn Lynch. Trumaine McBride with a hit, and he's finished off by Lance Briggs.
Couple good series so far for the Bears defense. What they're doing well, they're getting a little pressure on the quarterback, and now they're starting to rally up and make plays when it's time to tackle. Not sure who got the worst of that.
Well, McBride's not a big man, but he came in with the hit. Nathan Vasher is deep now to receive the punt. High snap. Mormon gets it away. Deep kick. Vasher takes it at the 21.
Got room.
It's outside. Good return, then he's pulled down, lost the ball out of bounds. Our referee tonight is Scott Green in his 19th season. Looks like there was a flag on the play.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Number 53, receiving team, 10 yards from the end of the run. First down, timeout.
That's on Nick Roach. Negating a good return by Nathan Vasher, setting the Bears back. Jay Cutler out for his 3rd series when we come back.
Bears preseason football is brought to you by AM PM. Too much good stuff. And sponsored by Chase, Miller Lite, Staples, and United Airlines.
Bears start from the 26-yard line. Kevin Schaefer is in at left tackle, free agent signee. Played with the Browns last season, replacing Orlando Pace. Kevin Jones up to the 30, a pickup of 4 on the play. You can win a chance to be the captain of the 4th phase, representing all Bears fans on the field at the home opener for the All-State 4th Phase Kickoff Contest. Log on to chicagobears.com for details and enter today.
You could almost say the Bears are pacing him to get back into the flow.
You could say that. I wouldn't say that. You could. Garrett Wolf is in at running back. And 3 wide receivers. Brandon Rideau is the 3rd in the slot. Wolf stopped in the backfield, trying to get loose, but the Bills have him wrapped up for a loss. Back to the 27-yard line.
What you get here is you're going to get the receiver break out, and so you get an unblocked defender, and there's really nothing or anywhere for Garrett Wolf to go. On that look, Jay might have had a chance to, if not audible, at least come out of his stance and throw the little wide route to the receiver.
Again, Garrett Wolf in the backfield, 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 8. Have to get to the 36 for a first down. Cutler with time and almost intercepted. That was a bad throw. He wanted to get it to Earl Bennett. Reggie Corner, who had an interception last week, almost picked it off. He dropped it.
Sam, one of the things that I noticed watching Jay a little bit from last year's tape in Denver is he'll have a tendency to not throw the ball on time. Watch, takes 1 hitch, 2 hitch, gets ready to run. He was open early, and Jay didn't take advantage of it. And usually in this league, when you don't take what's open early, you end up paying for it late. Good protection there, really, by the offensive line. Chris Williams really started out and having a nice game so far.
Brad Maynard back to punt. Dominique Rhodes is deep for Buffalo. Rhodes steps up and dropped the ball. It's recovered by the Bears. Garrett Wolf makes the recovery. Dominique Rhodes never had it. Wolf was down in a hurry. Again, we talked about Wolf as a special teams player, and that's where he can make a big mark for himself.
Absolutely. He returned a kick tonight. Now he comes down. He's one of the first ones down there. You have to be down there quick in order to make plays like that. Right place, right time. Garrett Wolf.
Good play by the Bears on special teams. They take over in Bills territory when we come back. Bears game. Tune into Bears Game Day Live on Fox Chicago. Bears Game Day Live includes updates from the game site, plus features, interviews, and analysis you can't get anywhere else. Hosted by our Lou Canellis with Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer. GDL comes your way every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. during the season. Bears Game Day Live, brought to you by Subway. From the 43, everybody out. Cutler throwing. He's got a man, Desmond Clark, and he is brought down inside the 15. The always reliable Desmond Clark getting the start with Greg Olsen, who would become Cutler's favorite receiver in training camp.
Hey, Sam, don't go to sleep on Desmond Clark. Here we go. Here you got a nice look down the left side by Jay Cutler, and Des Clark does a great job of getting up the seam. He's still got some speed, and if you put that guy on the other side, then the safety's really got some problems.
Greg Olsen bothered by a hip injury. Bears with the ball at the Bills 13. Cutler checking off with McKee and Jones in the backfield. Short drop, quick to Earl Bennett. And Bennett, former teammate of Jay Cutler at Vanderbilt, is brought down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. Certainly the Bears coaching staff hoping that the little chemistry that they had when Bennett was a freshman and Cutler was a senior.
Yeah, well, they got 3 Vandy guys in there right now, along with Chris Williams. And Earl Bennett's a guy that has a nice chemistry and a nice timing with a good possession receiver. There's Williams right there.
Playing right tackle this season. On 2nd and 4, Kevin Jones straight ahead, fighting his way close to the 5-yard line. Well, remember the good old days, the good old college days? There's the Vanderbilt squad of 2005.
There's Ringo Starr.
Earl Bennett, a freshman receiver that year, had a big year, and Chris Williams was the blocker. Garrett Wolf in the backfield.
This is what an area, Sam, where Jay Cutler gives you that extra dimension of being able to run around and stretch the defense sideline to sideline.
3 wide receivers, Brandon Rito in, along with Bennett and Hester. And flag goes down. Delay of game. Didn't get the playoff in time.
Too bad. Brandon Reed.
Well, now let's see. One official saying the timeout was called.
There's no foul on the play. Chicago called timeout prior to the clock running down. Timeout, Chicago.
That's heads-up play. Either a receiver or running back will end up doing that sometimes for a quarterback.
Bears threatening We'll be right back. You who were watching baseball on Fox earlier, it's over in Minnesota. The Indians defeat the Twins 7-3. Right here, Bears 3rd and 3 at the 6-yard line. Cutler with time, throws, it's tipped and falls incomplete. Looked like one of the linebackers, Nick Harris, may have gotten his hand on it.
Well,
Devin Hester, I believe, was the intended receiver.
Sam, Jay's, watch him stare down over here. He's got 1, 2, 3 steps. He kind of takes another hitch, and he's staring over there long enough for the linebacker to get his hand up. Hester gets a nice nice separation inside, and the ball is just late getting there.
So Robbie Gould is on for a 24-yard field goal try. No snap, and the kick is good. Pat Manley, the regular snapper, the longtime Chicago Bear, is out injured. And J.J. Milan, who was signed earlier in the week, the snapper on the play. Gould puts it through, and the first points of the game go to the Bears, who lead 3-0. Down to the sideline, and Lou Canellis.
Sam, the Bears get the field goal, but the big play in that drive, the 21-yard reception by Desmond Clark. As you said, Clark starting tonight in place of Greg Olsen, who's been suffering with a hip strain. Nothing serious. Lovie Smith telling us this morning that Olsen will be back practicing with the team on Monday. Let's talk about Clark for a second. He took the demotion with total class, like a teammate. Said he expects Olsen to be a Pro Bowler. That's why he has no problem stepping aside. This is a big deal. This is a guy who has started 92 consecutive games in the NFL, second to only Tony Gonzalez. Back to you guys.
Yeah, he's a good tight end. The Bears have been looking to get a third tight end in there. Michael Gaines has been brought in. We take a look at the Ford scoring drive. 5 plays, 37 yards after the recovery of the muffed punt. Garrett Wolf recovering it.
You don't hear a lot about Des Clark around the whole NFL, but here's a guy that really is very productive and can do a lot with it after the catch. He's faster than a lot of people give him credit for. After 11 years, he's still got it going on.
Robbie Gould kicks it off. Dominique Rhodes takes it at the 7. Across the 20, and he's brought down Israel Adonijah at the 30-yard line with the tackle. Looking for on-the-job comedy 5 nights a week? Fox Chicago is the new home of The Office. Tune in weeknights at 6:30 beginning September 21st. Sam Rosen, Eric Kramer, Lou Canellis here in Orchard Park, New York for the first preseason game for the Bears, second for the Bills, who played in the Hall of Fame game and lost to the Tennessee Titans. Bills from the 30. Bears defenses look good.
Adonijah right here at right tackle is a guy I want to keep my eye on.
They caught him in a blitz. Kevin Payne was blitzing from his safety position. That completion to Lee Evans and Trumaine McBride on the tackle up at close to the 40-yard line.
Adonijah's had a real good camp. He's dropped about 20 pounds from last year, and they want him to be a swing tackle, play tackle or end.
2 tight ends in. They go no huddle. Marshawn Lynch with the short carry. Marshawn Lynch will be suspended for the first 3 regular season games for violating conduct policy of the league, but he is allowed to play and practice in preseason.
Yeah, and very productive back. You know, he's had some issues off the field, and if they can get those under wraps, then he's a very good back and should have a very productive career.
On first down, a short completion to Josh Reed up to the 45-yard line. Kevin Payne, who is playing free safety tonight.
The Bills have not really substituted much in their no huddle, and so you don't see a lot of people going in and out of the lineup. They don't try to create a lot of confusion.
Tosses to Fred Jackson, who's replaced Marshawn Lynch, slips 2 tacklers, and is brought down at the 48-yard line by Israel Adonijah.
Afalava had a chance to come up and make that play behind the line. Took a shot at him, left his feet. He didn't need to do that. He's got enough speed to get out there. Just get under control. Watch him go flying right by there. And now the good thing is he missed him and kept the back inside where all the bad guys were coming from.
No, those are the good guys.
Well,
on third down, Edwards throws and completes.
You know, Vasher gave up that. Yeah, Vasher gave up that long throw early in the game, and when that tends to happen, some cornerbacks have a tough time forgetting it. Vasher was kind of running off that time and didn't quite break down soon enough to cover that curl route.
Bills with a first down at the Bears 43. Fred Jackson, Urlacher with a good play. Boy, he knifed through there from the middle linebacker's spot. Urlacher's had a good camp. A lot of the talk is that for once he's not rehabbing an injury.
Watch what you're going to get here. You get an inside rush by the defensive end, and Urlacher scrapes outside. And what he's always been able to do is use his speed as long as he's healthy and make tackles on the edge.
Matt Towina, number 75, in a defensive tackle. Edwards outside, and the pass to Derek Fine, the tight end, who made the catch inside the Bears 40. Tremaine McBride covering on the play. Final seconds of the first quarter winding down. As you look at Anthony Adams, who's in a tough battle with Dusty Dvorak and Marcus Harrison for the nose tackle spot, the starting position. Edwards with time, swings it out to Fred Jackson. Closing quickly was Chino Isamoa, but he slipped the tackle. Then Jackson got down to the 34-yard line.
About a yard short.
Chino Isamoa had a chance to stop him for no gain.
Well, the good thing is the Bears are flying to the football. Even if the first guy comes up short and empty, there's plenty of guys there to finish it off.
Come to the end of the first quarter. Lovie Smith and his defense have done a good job in the first quarter. Bears lead 3-0. Jay Cutler appears to be done for the evening, leaving the Bears with a 3-0 lead into the first quarter. Sam Rosen, Eric Kramer, Lou Canellis in Orchard Park, New York, outside of Buffalo. Bills have a 4th and 1 at the Bears' 34-yard line. Bears have made a few changes on defense. Mark Anderson is in at defensive end. On the right side, Trent Edwards, 9 for 9 passing.
All man coverage for the Bears right now.
The play fake. Edwards still with it. And he's got the first down. Plenty of room to pick up a big gain down to the 20-yard line.
Well, they were coming on the blitz, and they lost contain on the edge. So after the play fake, Edwards had no one to avoid. Watch, they all get washed down inside. And Mark Anderson loses contain along with Kevin Payne. And it's just an easy walk ahead for Trent Edwards on first down.
Pickup of 14 on the play. First down for the Bills. Fred Jackson, the running back, cutting it back inside. It's inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Nick Roach in on the stop along with Brian Urlacher.
Yeah, it's a nice job by the Bills, really, of play calling, because they ran the boot the play before. Now they get the defensive backside end on his heels, which was Nick Roach, and they have a nice cutback lane for the running back.
Two tight ends in. It's Jackson. Stopped by Lance Briggs. Good penetration by Briggs.
And that's what Lance is so good at. He's as much at linebacker, you almost have to read the hole like a running back. When there's a hole there, you know the running back's coming. So Lance did a nice job of stepping up there and getting the tackle.
The Bills' first-string offense still in the game because they're in the middle of a drive, and the Bears have stayed with most of their first-string defense. Dominique Rhodes in at running back on 3rd and 5. Edwards with time, throws short to the tight end Schumann, and he is ridden out of bounds by Al Afalava.
Nice job that time by Afalava, knowing where the first down. Well, I guess he did get past the first down 6, but he had good outside leverage on the tight end here. Here he is right here, middle of the screen, and the receiver does a pretty nice job of sticking and then cutting back to the outside. But Afalava did a very nice job, I think, of sticking close to the down marker and still coming up and making the play.
6th round draft pick out of Oregon State getting the start tonight. It's 1st and goal just inside the 10. Jackson. And filling the hole was Al Afalava again. We've called that name, and the coaches have been singing his praises in training camp.
There you go. Here they're going to run this same stretch play to the right, and Afalava picks the gap right in there and fills it nicely. Even had a ball carrier or a blocker on his outside shoulder. Very nice. He's a very active player, just like you advertised, huh, Sam?
You can't help but notice him. A native of Hawaii.
Yeah. Like Olin Kreutz said, this team's got plenty of Islanders. They're well represented. Tania. I know I got that wrong.
It was
Sam.
close, but we'll
His
fix
family's mad at me.
it. Empty backfield, nobody open, and they've got him for a loss. Alex Brown takes him down after initial pressure from Anthony Adams.
You see some coverage sacks down in this part of the field just because the field is so short and compact. Now, the defensive line doesn't get there right away, but you see Edwards scanning the field for people, and he's not the kind of escape artist. Now, Jay Cutler, he would have got out of that no problem. But Trent Edwards is the type of quarterback that has to find a rhythm and throw on time to be successful.
Second sack for the Bears. 3rd and goal from the 14. Jackson straight ahead, fights his way to the 10 before he's wrestled down. And a big pile at the 10-yard line. Bears defense coming up strong. Nick Roach in the middle of the play.
Well, the Bills certainly like that run up the middle, and I think the Bears are starting to get onto that. They were actually in cover 2, which is a weaker run defense, and were still able to stop the run.
Former Bears coach Dick Geron, and this is a big year for him. The Bills have not made the playoffs in 9 years.
Yeah. This is the hot seat league, and if you're not visiting the playoffs every now and then, everybody's heads are on a roll.
28-yard field goal try for Ryan Lindell, and it's right through. He kicked 3 field goals last week. This one is good. The Bills have tied the Bears at 3, but Lovey's defense came up strong on that last series. We're back in Buffalo. Checking tonight's Miller Lite Bears facts, we find that quarterback Jay Cutler recorded 8 300-yard passing games last season. As a team, the Bears have recorded 8 300-yard passing games total over the last 10 seasons combined. Now, Eric Kramer had 7 300-yard games as a Bears quarterback from 1994 to 1998. We got you in there.
What was it, 5 years? So basically what you're telling me is I'm going to have to change my business card. There's not going to be any records left on there.
Look at this. This is a defensive end out of Texas, Henry Melton. He went to Texas as a running back. He has been lobbying the coaches to return kickoffs, and with Danielle Manning out, here he is.
I love it. Could be a star in the making right here.
Line drive kick, and Melton takes it on
away
the
from
bounce.
him.
The big guy rumbles. He's 260, and he gets up to the 23-yard line. They love it.
He may not go anywhere, but woe to the guy that's going to tackle him.
Henry Melton. The big guy wanted to show the coaches he can still run the football. He's a big man to take down.
The Infinity V.
Sears Ultimate Tailgate, an official pregame gathering spot right outside Soldier Field. Join fellow Bears fans 2 hours prior to kickoff at home games for food, entertainment, alumni autograph sessions, and more, starting September 20th against Pittsburgh. For all the details on the Sears Ultimate Tailgate, visit chicagobears.com. Kevin Jones carrying on first down. There is the number 2 quarterback right now, Caleb Haney. He has not played in a regular season game, second-year man out of Colorado State.
Sure had a nice preseason last year, Sam. He came in and guided the Bears to a few scores. And really, as an undrafted free agent, not counted on to make the team, and probably was the best quarterback in camp last year.
Garrett Wolf and Jason Davis in the backfield. Wolf goes out wide left. Haney to Wolf. Couple of blockers. And Garrett Wolf keeps fighting, gets up across the 30 to the 32.
You know, Jay, we'll talk a little Cutler here. He hit a couple passes early, but then what we ended up finding was, Jay is not the traditional timing quarterback. See here, he's trying to make something out of nothing. He's not a quarterback prone to always taking what the defense gives him. He likes to take shots on his own, so you get that a little bit. You get some success, and then you get some bad plays that come with it.
Bears have Kellen Davis and Michael Gaines in, 2 tight ends. This is Garrett Wolf again, fighting his way up to the 35-yard line.
That was a nice run. He got hit at the line of scrimmage. Garrett Wolf, not a big guy, but lowers his shoulder, comes right around the corner, You see he's taken on right behind the line of scrimmage, plows forward to get the first down. Very nice run there. So having himself a heck of a start to this game,
And
Sam.
one of the guys, Lovie Smith, told us this morning they want to take a long look at to see how he can contribute. We saw his special teams. They want to use him as a third down back because he's got good speed, and they want to be able to run the ball with him as well. Kevin Jones now in at running back on first down. Haney still has it, throwing and completing to Kellen Davis. Davis across midfield, and Davis again in a battle for a spot because the Bears had 5 tight ends in training camp.
There's 2 guys right there that had a great preseason last year together. You see that Caleb Haney, who's an athletic quarterback, the underneath guy here in the fullback is covered in the flat, and Kellen Davis at 6'7" is a very nice target to be running down the field.
Bears with a first down at the Bills' 49-yard line. The toss to Kevin Jones, and he gets up to midfield. Short gain on the play. Actually, might have come up just a little short of the line of scrimmage. Corey Mace on the tackle.
He's not had a lot of room to run, and I'd love to see what he does with a little space in between the tackles. He's not really a sweep runner like we just saw there. He's a guy that likes to find cutback lanes and will run through the first tackle a lot of times.
Josh Beekman is in at left guard for the Bears, replacing Franco Miel. Haney being pressured. He's looking to throw a screen to Wolf, but it was well covered by the Bills.
Yeah, I think, if we can see something. Caleb Haney, last year stepped in with, as I said, undrafted free agent, got a chance in the preseason and showed a lot of what he's already shown tonight. He threw the ball away a lot. That's a positive play when nothing's there. He gets outside, he escapes pressure, and he throws the ball successfully down the field. Caleb is very good at managing the game, or at least that's what he's shown so far.
Now, these preseason games are very important for him and for the Bears to see who will be the backup to Jay Cutler. On 3rd and 10, out of the shotgun, everybody out. Haney gets time, and he completes it to Rashid Davis. And Davis with enough for the first down. Good route run by Rashid Davis.
And Rashid is looking to earn a spot himself. He's got to make a splash in these next several games, and Caleb does a nice job. Watch him throw this ball on the outside shoulder away from the defender, and Rashid does a nice job of reaching out and sticking that ball with his hands instead of letting it get it in near his body.
Picked up 14 on the play. First down at the Bills' 35. Kevin Jones, the running back, off the play fake. Haney steps up and throws too high. In a crowd there was Rashid Davis.
You mentioned, Sam, the Bears going into this season with really out any experience at the backup quarterback position. Haney has never had a snap. Bazinet had about 11 a couple of years ago in Carolina. So they've got to use this preseason to establish themselves, like you said, as a guy that can step in. Now, Cutler, in 3 years, has not missed a game yet. So his durability is something I think the Bears are trying to count on as well.
In the lineup for the first time, number 19, Devin Aroma-Shadu. Third-year man out of Auburn. Bears got him off the practice squad of the Washington Redskins. Kevin Jones carries down to the 30-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Bears. And there is another man looking to find the spot as a wide receiver. He's 6'2", 201. He's been with Miami. He's been with Washington and Indianapolis Colts.
Right.
And now a chance with the Bears.
Well, I think Peyton Manning couldn't spell his name or pronounce his name, and so that's why he's now with us. And he's a big, tall receiver, like you said, and Jay Cutler is starting to find some tempo and some rhythm with him.
In practice. Here's Caleb Haney on 3rd down, rolling, looking downfield, nobody open, and he's knocked out of bounds. A good hit by Nick Harris. Knocks Haney out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. And it looks like Robbie Gould is on for a long field goal try.
And this is right, and this is a good situation for Robbie Gould to come in and right out of the gates this year, his first attempt from 50 yards. He's got plenty of leg, been a very consistent kicker for the Bears, and tonight there's very little wind, if any. And he was hitting them from 53 before the game, right?
He's never made one in a regular season game longer than 49. This one has got the distance, and it is good. Robbie Gould from 50.
Just an accurate.
He's in midseason form.
Kicker. He sure is.
One of the most accurate field goal kickers in the league. Lovie Smith's Bears with a 6-3 lead. Bears players take over your radio on Bears All Access Thursdays at 6 p.m. on WSCR 670 The Score. Bears All Access is now on the air, so tune in every week to hear about the Bears from the players' perspective. And the quarterbacks around the quarterback coach, Pep Hamilton.
That's a good sign. Jay's getting in there, trying to help these young guys out.
Ford scoring drive, 11 plays, 45 yards, led by Caleb Haney, and it ends in a 50-yard field goal by Robbie Gould. Richmond McGee kicks off. Dominique Rhodes on the return. And a good return, but a good tackle on the play by Earl Bennett. Brings down Rhodes just across the 30-yard line.
Kellen Davis did a nice job right there, too. A lot of guys trying to earn spots on special teams, and Kellen Davis had a nice job of shedding the block and getting on the tackle.
And now we see the lineup changes, and we will pick up the players as we go. See Matt Tawina and Dusty Dvorak inside. Mark Anderson.
Hunter Hillenmeyer here. You're going to notice now playing in the middle, backing up Brian Urlacher instead of out at his normal strong linebacker position.
And the kick returner, Henry Melton, is in at right defensive end, number 69. Bills from the 31. DJ Moore is in at defensive back. Bills have Ryan Fitzpatrick, fifth-year man, out of Harvard. In at quarterback, played with Cincinnati last season, started 12 games after Carson Palmer went down with an injury.
Ryan's a good athletic quarterback. He came in and filled in nicely with no experience behind Carson Palmer last year.
Bills have to be happy with Trent Edwards' performance, 10 for 10, 79 yards.
Real efficient type quarterback. And he's getting protection. He's pretty good.
On 2nd and 7. Jamar Williams is in at linebacker, number 52. Bears have 5 defensive backs in. Jackson slowed down, gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Hunter Hillenmeyer making the stop. Hunter Hillenmeyer can be that versatile linebacker. He can play outside. He can back up Urlacher at the middle linebacker spot.
He's played his whole career on the outside, started a lot of games for the Bears, been very productive. And he's just a good, smart, heady player, and so he's a guy that you can move around. They've got some good outside linebackers, some young guys, and so Hunter's moving back into the middle.
Here's 3rd and 5 for the Bills, and there was movement on the outside. That's a flag. Justin Jenkins, the wide receiver, moved.
False start. Offense. Number 17. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Moves it back to the 31-yard line, brings up a 3rd and 10.
Sam, one of the positions in the secondary that has gotten a lot of attention is safety. And you see here's Craig Steltzen here, Josh Bullocks. There's a couple guys right there fighting for a spot. Daniel Manning, with him down tonight, they're going to get to see a lot of action.
Irvin Baldwin is in at right defensive end, number 99. Fitzpatrick under pressure, completes it. Good throw up to midfield. The completion to Felton Huggins, who caught 5 passes last week against Tennessee.
Good throw, good catch. Fitzpatrick takes one on the chin. Watch Tawina come in here. And I guess it was Dvorak after the play. But Josh Bullocks, they throw the corner route right inside. Oh my God, look at that head snap back.
And he got flagged for that. So the completion plus of 19 yards, plus they tag on the penalty yardage, and the Bills will go from the Bears' 35-yard line.
Far be it from me to question the league, Sam, but I don't get those hits. I mean, it's football, for crying out loud.
It's those, it's a tough call, but as you know, they're trying to protect the quarterbacks. But it's nice to hear you question.
It does sound strange, I suppose, but it's hard to legislate all the contact out of the game.
On 1st down, Fitzpatrick throws, almost intercepted by DJ Moore. He stepped in front of Felton Huggins, Moore, the fourth-round draft pick out of Vanderbilt.
Fitzpatrick's a little late with the throw, and DJ Moore does a nice job of stepping right in front of that throw, and avoiding contact. That's the toughest part of that play.
It's another
knocking the ball away.
Another player that the Bears coaches think can make the team.
Another Vanderbilt guy.
Yeah.
It's Commodore North up here.
Fitzpatrick checking off. Bears with 5 defensive backs in. Short drop. And that pass completed, but covered well by Hunter Hillenmeyer. Short gain on the play.
Anytime you get a very productive veteran in there with playing with a bunch of backups, you're going to see him make a bunch of plays. So it wouldn't surprise me if Hunter still keeps this up.
We're late second quarter in the preseason opener for the Bears, who lead it 6-3. The Bills at the Bears 30-yard line, a 3rd and 5. Roscoe Parrish, the motion man. Blitz coming. Fitzpatrick throws and completes to Parrish, who lost the football. And it's recovered by the Bears on the 13-yard line.
Well, the Bears came with the blitz, didn't get any heat, but of course Lovie Smith is always talking about causing turnovers. And Craig Stilts does a nice job of getting his hand in there.
Woodney terrain with the recovery, and the Bears have the ball. And the carry by Garrett Wolf up across the 20 to the 21. Changes on the offensive line for the Bears. Josh Beekman has moved from guard to center. The guards are now Dan Benning and Tyler Reed. And the tackles are Cody Balog and Kevin Schaefer. Balog number 79 on the right, Schaefer number 78 on the left.
You mentioned Josh Beekman. He came in, he's got under a fierce battle with Omiel at guard, and now he's playing center.
Haney hangs in there, throws to the sideline, and completes it to Rasheed Davis. So Davis with a couple of catches in the game. That's a first down up at 33, and Haney looking pretty sharp here.
He is. He's poised in the pocket. The offensive line has given him some time to throw, and more importantly, he's looking comfortable in the pocket and delivering the ball on time. That's the kind of quarterback these guys are.
Bears have done some good things. A couple of good plays on defense, a couple of recoveries, special teams, and the offense moving the ball. 2-minute warning.
They've battled.
Studio for an update on today's top stories, and in our U.S. Cellular halftime feature, Lou sits down with quarterback Jay Cutler. He'll talk about his expectations for himself and his new team. Stay tuned for that, along with first half analysis.
Personally, I don't want to throw 4,500 yards again. We were kind of one-dimensional a lot of times last year in Denver, and it hurt us. It's hard to do that. You're seeing a lot of cover two, and we couldn't run into it.
Lou with Jay Cutler at halftime. Good interview.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. The Bears on first down. Haney throwing outside, completing to Kellen Davis. Look at the tight end. Pull 3 players with him up to the 46. It's a first down. Lou, what about that sit down with Jay Cutler? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, real good. He had the chance to tell me that, despite the fact he threw for a Broncos record 4,500 yards last year and 25 touchdowns, he's not going to turn this team into the Air Bears. He's also going to tell us how he deals with diabetes while playing in this game.
That'll be very interesting. Thanks, Lou. Haney pressured, almost had the ball knocked out. He tucked it in and is thrown for a loss back at the 45-yard line. The Bears call timeout. Chris Ellis on the sack.
Good job by Haney having the presence of mind to actually switch the ball into his left hand. The pressure came from the right side. That was very nice. Watch this. Watch him flip the ball right into his left hand as he's getting pressure from the other side. The strip comes from the right side. He tucks away the ball on the left.
A minute 22 remaining in the first half. Show your support for your favorite team and begin earning rewards for game tickets, merchandise, and a once-in-a-lifetime Bears experience only with the Bears Extra Points MasterCard. Visit BearsExtraPoints.com to apply today.
Caleb really grabs me as a gamer. He's a guy that looks like he's got a lot of savvy out there, poise, and he hits the throws when they're open. Pep Hamilton is really a technician's coach, and he's talked a lot about what they've done with the quarterback's position from footwork, and obviously Caleb Haney's picking all of it up.
3 wide receivers in for the Bears on 2nd and 11 at the Bears 45. Haney, pressure, ball knocked out of his hands this time, and recovered by Tyler Reed, I believe. No, the Bills got it. Tyler Reed, the guard, was there, was after it, but was beaten to it.
Schaefer gets beat around the offensive right side. Let's see what they're talking about here. Probably going to be well, I won't speculate.
Scott Green.
There's no foul for illegal contact. The quarterback rolled out of the pocket. First down.
Well, you're going to get Kevin Schaefer beat on the right side. Right here, he gets beat right around the edge. Actually, it's Cody Baylock.
Yeah,
Cody Baylock gets right, turns his shoulders and causes a short edge. And you see how in this league, those defensive pass rushers do not quit coming. They're relentless. And Caleb Haney had no time.
Copeland Bryan, second-year man out of Arizona, forcing the fumble. Second turnover by the Bears. Cutler threw an interception in the first quarter.
False start. Number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's on Demetrius Bell, the right tackle for the Bills. That sets them back to the 44-yard line. Bears with a 6-3 lead. 1:15 to go in the first half. Bears with 5 defensive backs in. See the timeouts remaining in the half. Pressure from the outside. Completion to Roscoe Parrish. Down to the 30-yard line. Craig Stelz and Corey Graham combined for the tackle. Good pass thrown by Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the Bills call a timeout. Coming to the end of the first half, and some good things done by the Bears on both sides of the ball, I think.
Yeah, I think defensively they've done a pretty good job. Cutler, didn't look quite as sharp, and I think wasn't quite as consistent as he or the Bears were hoping for. But their offensive line, I thought, was a real bright spot. Lovie Smith had talked about how he's liked the fact that they've come together this training camp, and it really looked that way.
He tried to hook up with Devin Hester a few times, connected on one, had one picked off. Big completion to Desmond Clark lets us know that he's going to use that tight end a lot when Greg Olsen is there, as well as Desmond Clark. And Urlacher and the defense played well in their time in.
They certainly did. Got a lot of flying around. Guys were hustling on the football, and that's what you got to see out of your defense early.
Here's 2nd and 1 for the Bills. Fitzpatrick gets time, throws outside, and completes it to Justin Jenkins.
Doing a good job of working the clock, saving timeouts, working the sideline. Fitzpatrick's got, what I like about him, he's a real efficient, fluid type of motion with his delivery. Not a lot of long stride, just gets his foot down, gets the ball coming out, it's real accurate.
Got a chance to play a lot in Cincinnati last season when Carson Palmer went down early in the year. Ball at the Bears' 24-yard line. First down. Blitz coming. Fitzpatrick to Jenkins again. Down to the 15-yard line, very close to a first down. As the Bills moving ball well. Under a minute to go in the first half.
This is where practicing the no huddle as a matter of course helps you in the 2-minute drill. Nobody's really in a rush, and they're using the clock like normal.
Pressure on Fitzpatrick, completes to Roscoe Parrish, who is hit hard by Woodney Terrain. Good tackle down at the 10-yard line, and Parrish did well to hold on to the football.
Yeah, you watch, Terrain here gets a guy going up the field, lets him go, and falls right back on Roscoe Parrish. Nice ball thrown there, and good way to lose a spleen, Sammy.
Terrain, a rookie out of Louisville, undrafted free agent. Bears defense last season giving up 30 touchdowns on 55 possessions inside the 20-yard line.
Well, this will be a good sign here if they can keep him out of the end zone, force a field goal at the end of the half. I really like the way the Bears' defensive line is put some pressure on. They're a pretty deep bunch. And Mark Anderson, there you get a good look at him. He's had a good training camp coming off the edge. He's a very speed-gifted pass-rushing defensive end.
Joe Clermont is in at right defensive end, number 70. Marcus Harrison, number 94, in defensive tackle. First down at the 10-yard line. Fitzpatrick pressure, throwing it away. He was hit by Marcus Harrison.
That's what a great pass rush does for you. The receiver did come open, but the pressure was there before Fitzpatrick could really take that extra beat and wait for him to break open. You see Harrison come up the middle. Bullock's right at his feet. Dominic Rhodes actually took a little too long getting to him, and that's what caused the pressure.
Josh Bullock's in at safety. Bullock's brought in, signed as a free agent, played with New Orleans for 4 seasons. Here's second down. From the 10, Fitzpatrick throwing, short, completing inside the 5, down to the 2-yard line. Hunter Hillenmeyer was there, along with Corey Graham.
Well, they're letting it wind down. It's 3rd and 2. They could have gotten 2 plays off here.
Fitzpatrick for the corner, and it is incomplete. Woodney Terrain covering on Felton Huggins, able to break up the play.
Good turn back when the ball's coming, goes right up through his hands. Good job there by Terrain. That's a tough thing. You got your back to the football, back to the quarterback, and you got to turn around and key the receiver's hands and go right through it. He did a good job of that.
A little contact on both sides. First, the
Happy to see
receiver pushing
yeah.
Terrain pushing
well,
back.
Happy to see they didn't call a flag on that. That's part of the game.
Ryan Lindell, 20-yard field goal try to tie the game at the end of the half, and he puts it through. And we have come to the end of the first half. Each team with 2 field goals. Once again, the defense of the Bears tightening up under pressure. Each team taking turns kicking field goals. We got to look at Jay Cutler for a little more than a quarter. And the Bears and the Bills at halftime are tied at 6. Our halftime.
Welcome back to Buffalo. I'm Lou Canellis. Jay Cutler's debut, nothing great in the first half, lasted 4 offensive series. He completed 5 of 10 passes for 64 yards and threw an interception. Now, Christmas time really did come early for the Bears and Bears fans back in April when the trade was pulled off and the Bears received the greatest Christmas gift ever from Santa Claus, Indiana. He's 6'3", has a gun for an arm, wears number 6, and is the franchise's new quarterback. There's no other way to state it. The Bears finally have their franchise quarterback. He's got the moxie, character, and confidence resembling the best to ever play the position. And Jay Cutler intends to deliver on all expectations.
Expectations are high. I think every quarterback in the NFL has high expectations. I think they're a little bit higher here, with what they gave up to bring me here. And, I got to learn a new offense. I got to figure everything out. I got to learn a new personnel. So, it's going to take some time, but I think we're definitely on the right track.
Are they unrealistic, the expectations?
No, I don't think so.
What is fair to expect from you this season? 4,500 yards, 28 touchdowns like last year? This is still a team that likes to run the football.
Oh, absolutely. We're not going to hit 4,500. It's not going to happen. You got to be realistic. And, personally, I don't want to throw 4,500 yards again. We were kind of one-dimensional a lot of times last year in Denver, and, it hurt us. We have to run the ball. We got to get the ball downfield and, make them pay for that. And once they start, moving in the box, that's when we'll go outside.
About Devin, have you ever worked with a wide receiver that brings that kind of speed?
No. I've never really seen it in person like that. He wants to do everything perfect. Even when he catches the ball and he runs a perfect route, he comes back and is that what you want? I'm like, yes. Just keep doing what you're doing.
How did the relationship with Greg Olsen just take off?
I don't know. He, I think we kind of hit it off right there at the beginning.
Does the relationship off the field with Greg, is that something that helps on the field?
I expect a little bit more out of him, and I think he expects a little bit more out of me. So, at times we can get a little testy.
How was that?
There's a lot of water.
Love water.
Especially during, 2 days in the heat and stuff. But come game day, I think it's going to be great.
April of last year, you found out you had diabetes. Do you remember your reaction?
Oh yeah, I was relieved, because I'd been technically been diabetic for like 5 months prior to that, and didn't know. So I was 30 pounds underweight. I had no strength. Couldn't really finish a workout. So whenever I found out, I was relieved.
How do you attack it? Watch you during practice. I see you go to the sidelines. What are you personally doing with the medical staff?
I got a really good feel of when I'm low, when I'm high, and stuff. So. We're checking it. We're doing blood sugar all the time.
You can feel it as you're out there?
Yeah. You get a little bit shaky, you get a little bit weak and stuff. So, they're always on hand, whatever I need. So they're doing a great job for me.
What's the greatest thing about being the franchise quarterback of the Chicago Bears organization?
Hopefully I haven't found out yet. Hopefully whenever we win some more games this year and go out there and make the playoffs and make a push, then we'll figure out what the best thing is.
Not only has Cutler Mania taken over the Bears and the city of Chicago by storm, the entire NFL since April 1st, Cutler's jersey, the #1 seller amongst all NFL jerseys. And you can catch my full interview with Jay Cutler after the game on ChicagoBears.com. We're here at the break in Buffalo. Bears and Bills tied at 6. Sam and Eric come your way right after this.
Moments away from the start of the second half. Sam Rosen along with Eric Kramer. And all eyes were on Jay Cutler, who played the first quarter. Kind of a mixed bag for him.
I would say that's a nice way to put it. Jay had some nice throws. More importantly, the offensive line protected well for him. You see here, he's got a nice screen pass. Kevin Jones gets into the mix. And then he stood in there, made a couple downfield throws, hits Des Clark up the side or up the hash here. And the problem, I thought, was that here you see some defensive action too, and they did a nice job of getting some pressure on quarterback Edwards there and really limited their run game to just a couple of yards a rush.
Let's take a look at some of the first half stats as we watch some of the good defensive work there. That was Woodney Terrain breaking up the touchdown try by the Bills. Bears not running the ball all that much, 116 yards passing. I think each team with 2 turnovers. I think when you look at one stat that's kind of a concern, the Bills connected on 18 of 21 passes for 159 yards in the first half.
Yeah, but Sam, only for 159 or 150 yards or somewhat. They didn't get a lot of big plays, and that's what defenses hate to give up. No early strikes, no big strikes, and they did a good job of that. They got a little pressure on the quarterback, but more importantly, I think they made those completions all be short.
You touched on something as we looked at the highlights of Jay Cutler that's going to be very important, and that is the protection of the offensive line. It was excellent. The first offensive line played very, very well.
They really did, and it gave Jay a time to step up. Even on the interception, Jay didn't have to throw the ball down the field. He had plenty of time and plenty of room to step up. Could have dumped the ball off, but that's with Jay, you're going to get a little bit of that. He believes in his arm so much, sometimes to a fault, that he doesn't take some short, simple throws.
Now we'll get a look at more of a look at Caleb Haney, the second-string quarterback, and while he was in there in the second quarter, he moved the team pretty well at times. He was very mobile and connected on some good passes.
Well, I'll tell you what he's doing. He's showing this team, whether he scores or whether he doesn't, the fact that he can go in and help control the pace of the game. He can keep him out of bad plays. As long as the people around him are doing pretty good stuff, he's going to do his part. So far, it's what he showed last year, and so far, it's what he's showing tonight.
All right, we're getting set for the start of the second half with the Bears kicking off. You had a look at number 12, Caleb Haney, getting ready as soon as the Bears take possession. Robbie Gould to kick off. And we're underway in the second half. And on the return up to the 25-yard line. Good coverage by the Bears. And there's Al Afalava. We talked about him right at the top as one of our chase players to watch, and he has been in on a lot of plays.
He sure has. He brings an energy and a fire, and like we talked about in the beginning of the show, he brings a certain presence and toughness to this Bear team that they've been lacking.
Bruce Hall was the return man. There is Ryan Fitzpatrick to start the second half. Trent Edwards played well while he was in there for Buffalo, connected on 10 of 10. Bills start from their own 25. And Fitzpatrick checking off. Mark Anderson is the right defensive end. Jerron Gilbert, number 90, the Bears' third-round draft pick, is in at defensive tackle. Straight ahead for a pickup of 3 on the play goes Dominique Rhodes, who did not play last week. Marcus Harrison is in at defensive tackle, came in the first half, and certainly they'll be taking a look at him. And there's the new defensive line coach of the Bears this year, the former head coach of the Detroit Lions, Rod Marinelli. And the players love him. The head coach loves him. He is a great teacher on the defensive line.
Probably.
False start. Offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Maybe one of the best, really. Rod is so good technically at getting defensive players, down linemen, to read their keys, read what an offensive lineman, angles, head placement, all those things, because that's the only thing defensive linemen have to read. They don't know what's going on in the backfield. He does a great job getting those linemen in the right spot.
Ball back to the 23. It's 2nd and 12. On the handoff inside, Rhodes is hit by Hunter Hillenmeyer, and then Jamar Williams combining on the tackle.
That was an example there. Watch what the D-line does. If we have time, you're going to see a whole wash down here by the defensive line, and then Hillenmeyer is left for that backside cutback. Everybody does their job. The defensive linemen hit their gaps, and that's how good defensive plays are made against the run.
Joe Claremont, number 70, is in at left defensive end. On 3rd and 9, and that pass is complete for a first down up to midfield. So Fitzpatrick with a strong throw, completing to Jonathan Stupar, first-year wide receiver out of Virginia.
Fitzpatrick's got to be getting the Bills to feel confident in their backup situation. You know, he's game tested, and you can tell out here he's doing some good things, not rattled by a lot of the blitzes and pressure that he's getting.
Play fake by Fitzpatrick. Now he gets pressure, and on his way down, he dumped it off to Stupar again. The tight end with a short pickup. Craig Stelz with a good tackle on the play.
At least the Bears are still getting good pressure. And coming into this game, Lovey was talking about how deep he thinks they are on the defensive line. I guarantee Rod Marinelli's got something to do with that. He loves to play relentless pass rush, and Rod's got those defensive linemen hitting hard up the field.
2nd and 4 as Fitzpatrick steps back and audibles.
Kind of come down into a cover 3 here. Here comes Stelz. So you're probably going to see a pass. Exactly.
Fitzpatrick steps up, and there's a pass that is dropped by Justin Jenkins. Woodney Terrain carrying on the play, but there's a flag downfield. Terrain may be called for pass interference.
Illegal contact. Number 47, defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So here he gets a little stutter move, and that's where he comes and attacks the path of the receiver. As long as you're not attacking, having to move outside of your path, once you step outside and make contact, they're going to throw that on you. It's what defensive backs are taught to do, though. If you're going to get beat on a stutter move, knock the guy off his pattern and take the 5-yard penalty.
First down at the 39, not pass interference, a 5-yard penalty for illegal contact. Short drop by Fitzpatrick, and he completes to Jenkins across the 30 to the Bears' 29-yard line. Josh Bullocks and Woodney Terrain in on the tackle.
Well, pretty simple. You're just going to get a slant route right inside by Jenkins, and there's not a lot. The defense was in what they call cover 3, just a zone scheme, and the slant areas are the tough areas to cover.
The pass completions continue for the Bills. This is Dominique Rhodes, who is stood up at about the 27 and thrown back. Jerron Gilbert, number 90. He was the first player drafted by the Bears, a third rounder, 68 overall, rookie out of San Jose State. And they feel that he has a lot of versatility, can play inside, can play outside.
That's what they love. Versatile down lineman that can shift either way. He's a tall, lengthy guy, long arms.
On second down, Fitzpatrick completes it. And Terrain is there to make the tackle at the 25.
Well, good job by the Bears that time of taking a downfield throwaway. Jenkins was a check down. Nice play, nice rally up there by Terrain. What the Bills are doing is just a numbers game. If the Bears play one deep safety, which is cover 3, in a zone scheme, they're going to throw the ball. If they back up and play 4 guys deep, like in cover 2, that's when they're going to run it.
5 defensive backs in. DJ Moore has come on. Henry Melton, number 69, and a defensive end for the Bears.
There's one guy in the back, probably going to throw.
On third down, Fitzpatrick throws it, completes it to C.J. Hawthorne. A first down inside the 5-yard line. He had a step on DJ Moore and a good throw by Fitzpatrick.
They got down to a little man coverage, and like you said, he got a little separation from DJ Moore. And Fitzpatrick did a nice job of just laying the ball out, hitting him in stride.
Pickup of 22 on the play. Nick Roach has come in at linebacker. First and goal, Bills on the 3-yard line. Rhodes. And he fights his way for maybe a yard. Good job up front by the Bears. Jerron Gilbert in on the stop. That's good effort.
Oh, sure is. He's got a defensive tackle draped all over his back. That couldn't have been fun. He did a good job of getting his arm out there and bringing the back down.
Bills are 23 of 26 passing. There's second and goal. There's Fitzpatrick checked off. Dominique Rhodes cutting back inside and getting down close to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. Joe Clermont tried to keep him out, but Rhodes fights his way in from 2 yards out, and the Bills take the lead.
They got the cutback lane they've been looking for. They had it going early on. They start the running game outright, and the Bears did not do a good job of closing it back down on the backside, and Dominic hit that hole pretty hard.
First touchdown of the game. A good drive by the Bills. Ryan Lindell for the extra point. And it's right through. So the Bills take the opening kickoff to start the second half and drive down and score the first touchdown of the game.
Dave's house for a week with his cousin Al.
Ultimate source for everything Bears. The official team website offers news, streaming videos, stats, bios, an online team store, and so much more. 24 hours a day. Log on now to instantly boost your Bears IQ. Get a lot of stuff from Luke Canellis on Bears.com. Big contributor. Ford scoring drive, 10 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes, 33 seconds, and Dominique Rhodes with a touchdown run. The rookie Johnny Knox on the return from the goal line. Knox with good speed, finds a lane, and a good return, still on his feet, spun down just short of the 40-yard line.
I like the way he hit that hole. One thing to be fast, it's another thing to be fearless. That was good.
5th round draft pick, Johnny Knox, rookie out of Abilene Christian, trying to make it as a wide receiver. Doing a good job on this kickoff return. Bears first possession in the second half from the 39. Caleb Haney under pressure swings it out to Garrett Wolf. And Wolf is brought down at the line of scrimmage. We go to the sideline. Lou is with Alex Brown. Take it away, Lou.
All right, Sam, thanks very much. Alex, first team defense holds Buffalo to 2 field goals. Happy?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good starting point. So the no huddle, you really can't prepare for it. We try to, but it gets you a little winded. But, I mean, we played well, I think, for the most part, for the first first game. So we got to, like I said, we got a starting point. We can get better from here.
You put pressure on the quarterback. You came up with a quarterback sack. You led the defensive lineman last year with 6 quarterback sacks. So important, isn't it?
Well, I definitely hope 6 sacks doesn't lead the defensive line this year. We definitely need to get more pressure and get to the quarterback a lot more this year. And that sack that I had, I mean, Anthony Adams came around. We actually ran a game, and he came around, and I turned back, and the quarterback was right there. So that sack came from a combination of a lot of different things. It wasn't just me. So that's where we're going to get a lot of our sacks from this year, a lot of pressure from guys working together, and when we get to one-on-one, we got to win. So, but it's a good starting point, and we got to move forward from here.
All right, Alex, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Back upstairs to Sam and Eric. Thanks.
Thanks, Lou. Caleb Haney missing on 3rd and 4. Try to hit Rashid Davis. Earlier, Davis had picked up 6 on an end around, and the Bears are 3 and out on their first offensive possession of the second half.
You'd like to see him answer a little bit, you know, at least get the ball across the 50, somewhere in the scoring range possibly, and answer that last drive by the Bills.
To give Brad Maynard a rest, Richmond McGee is in to punt. First-year man out of Texas. He kicked off earlier. Bruce Hall is deep for the Bills. Hall steps up to the 20 and is hit immediately. Good coverage on the play by Trumaine McBride. It's a good job. The Bears on special teams. They recovered a muff punt. They've covered well. They've had a couple of good returns. And special teams doing well.
The Infiniti V-Vel engine creates more power using
and provides exclusive coverage of the day's Bears game. Lou Canellis, Jeff Joniak, and Tom Thayer deliver highlights, reaction, expert analysis, and our Sounds of the Game segment, where we mic up a player and let you hear what really happened on the field. Be sure to catch our special season preview edition on September 6th at 10:35 p.m. Bears Game Night Live is brought to you by the Sears Blue Appliance Crew. Bills from the 21, Jabron Hamden, third-year man out of Indiana, who had a good week last week. 11 for 13 is in at quarterback. Xavier Oman, the running back. And the Bears stop him after a short gain. Bears have some changes up front. Irvin Baldwin, number 99, is in at defensive end. Dusty Dvorak at tackle. The rookie Jerron Gilbert, number 90, and Mark Anderson, number 97. Pisatino Isamoa is back in at outside linebacker.
Yeah, don't take your pads off. You're the Bears.
Here's Oman. Gilbert got part of him, as did Tino Isamoa at the 25-yard line.
Defense is doing a good job tonight of running to the football, and Alex Brown alluded to, you know, you don't see a lot of no huddle, and so it ups the tempo of things, doesn't let you to get off the field a lot of times.
Bears stay with their base defense on 3rd and 5. Long count by Hamden. Pressure from Anderson. He gets rid of it and completes it for a first down. So the passing completions continue to bug the Bears. They've only broken up 3 passes in the game.
They're playing pretty vanilla defensively. That was a little cover 3. They're not bringing pressure on early downs, typically saving those for third downs.
First down at the 32-yard line. Xavier Oman cutting it back and brought down up at the 35 by Pisatino Isamoa. The doctor is in. Dr. Oz comes to Fox Chicago starting September 14th. Schedule your appointments weekdays at 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Dr. Oz. He's got some good stuff in there. Good health for you. And me too.
You've seen what I'm eating up here. Nothing but chips and cookies.
He does not like that.
I don't want to go see him, actually.
Hamden steps back into the shotgun. Bears come with a blitz. They pick it up, and the completion to Jenkins. And he's upended at the 49-yard line by Marcus Hamilton. Number 24, 14-yard pickup. And the Bills continue to complete passes.
I'll tell you, the backup offensive line for the Bills, for the most part, has done a pretty good job of picking up some of these blitzes and just allowing these short little slant passes to be thrown by the quarterbacks.
Bears have Corey Graham and Marcus Hamilton at the corners. Bills have passed for 230 yards in the game. 25 of 28. Hamden under some pressure, throws too high and it's intercepted. Craig Steltz on the return with a couple of blockers. Steltz with a good return back to the 30-yard line. So the Bears with their third takeaway of the game, first interception, and the second-year man out of LSU, Craig Steltz, who came to camp as the starter, has dropped back and makes a big play here.
Yeah, and not real reason why this ball floated up so high, but pretty good, very good coverage actually, underneath by Hunter Hillenmeyer, forced that pass to go a little high, and Craig Steltz was the recipient of a nice little gift there.
And a 41-yard return by Steltz puts the Bears in good position at the Bills' 29-yard line.
Now they got to punch it in.
Haney handing it off to Garrett Wolf, to Adrian Peterson, who's in for the first time. And he carries down to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 4 on the play.
Good push up front. The Bears have not really relied on a lot of first down runs tonight. And this is an area of the field. I know Ron Turner, he loves to run the football. He loves to set up little play action passes out in the flat by running the football hard up inside. Not a bad time right now to try that little play action pass.
Donovan Raiola is in its center. Josh Beekman, the left guard. And Dan Benning, the right guard. Adrian Peterson, the running back. Off the fake, Haney throws, completes to Johnny Knox. Down to the 15-yard line. That's a first down. Nice little fake by Haney.
It was. They did a nice job of setting up the defense with 2 tight ends that forced the Bills to crowd the line of scrimmage out on the edges, up on the outside of the tight ends, and made it a nice little read and throw for Caleb Haney. Here you see it, gives a nice little fake. He's got a guy running to the flat right there, and then Knox comes inside and shows some toughness and ability for a guy that's not real big.
The rookie Will Tufo is in at fullback. Haney being chased, rolling, looking to the end zone, dumps it off to Tufo, and he's down to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown! The rookie out of California in his first play.
What a fantastic play, Sam, by Caleb Haney. Buying some time, scanning the field, moves out all the way to the sideline, and then has the poise. Look at this. He outruns one defender, and then right at the last second, when no other options are available, dumps the ball off, and they get the touchdown out of it.
The fullback, Will Tufo, out of California. 14-yard touchdown. Haney kept the play alive. The extra point by Robbie Gould is good, and the Bears have answered back, as you said, Eric.
Great to get off the field after a turnover with a touchdown, Sammy.
Hey,
there it is.
Caleb Haney like that. Representing all Bears fans on the field at the home opener. Log on to chicagobears.com for details and enter today. The Bills on the return up to the 32-yard line. Bruce Hall on the return. The Bears scoring to tie the game. Bears fans here and cheering on their heroes. We'll be right back.
Pick, then returns at 41 yards, sets up Caleb Haney scrambling, hits Will Tufo with the touchdown pass. We're tied at 13. Back upstairs.
None of the Bears have anything on Lucan Ellis. He made a 40-yard dash down the sideline to get in position to make that replay.
Dash?
It was a dash.
Okay. I'll give it to him.
Bills from the 30.
Sneakers.
Hamden throws and completes up to the 37-yard line. Bears have Joe Claremont and Irvin Baldwin, Henry Melton at the defensive end positions. Our Ford scoring drive summary: 3 plays, 29 yards. The touchdown by Will Tufo, the rookie fullback, following the Craig Steltz interception and 42-yard return.
Nick Roach right here in the middle, switched from outside linebacker to inside linebacker. in any NFL team, Sam, you've got to be able to be versatile these days. You've got to play special teams. You've got to play inside linebacker, outside linebacker. The more you can do, the more ways they'll find to keep you.
There's Nick Roach. Kevin Malice, number 62. Rookie out of Rutgers is in as well, along with Pisatino Isamoa, a starter who played early, went out, and is back in. Hamden checking off. First down at the 43. And the pass is complete to midfield, covered by Tino Isamoa and Roach. Again, a short pickup, but the Bills continue to move the ball through the air.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know, they're going to do that a little bit, but you see what happens is eventually you're going to make a play that turns a drive around, and the Bears have already caused 2 turnovers tonight defensively.
The blitz coming. Xavier Oman on the carry down to the Bears' 45-yard line, and that's a first down. Stelz was blitzing from his safety position. Henry Melton made the tackle.
Now there's no doubt you'd like to be getting a hand up to tick balls at the line of scrimmage, and you'd think you'd find that a little bit more with all the short throws they've been making, or a couple of batted balls. So you're right, you would like to see a little bit more than that.
What about the pressure up front? I mean, that's something the Bears coaches have talked about, trying to get more pressure from the front four.
Yeah, and they really have not gotten it just one-on-one up the field. Any pressure they've gotten, unfortunately, has come around.
False start, offense, number 66, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Bills have had 4 false start penalties in the game.
And that's the kind of thing that's going to, you know, when teams take their time dinking the ball around the field, that's going to happen. Someone's going to jump offside. Someone's going to, you know, drop a pass. And so it's tough to move the ball the length of the field doing that.
First and 15 at midfield. Roach creeping closer to the line. Xavier Oman on the carry. Cross midfield, was thrown back. Bruce Hall on the carry, excuse me.
I think what the Bears have done a nice job of defensively tonight is not allowing a lot of extra yards after the first contact's made on the run game. Linebackers are filling holes. The defensive line is stopping a lot of upfield progress. I think they can feel good about that. They'd like to get a little more one-on-one pass rush. I think that's one thing they really need to prove on a little bit.
Jabron Hamden, the quarterback. Third quarterback for the Bills, checking off at the line. On second down, it's Bruce Hall. Short pickup again. Against the run, I think the front has done very well. Joe Claremont on the tackle.
Well, again, I mean, you've got to give some credit there to Rod Marinelli, because the defensive line themselves are making some stops on the running game. They're not missing tackles either.
Coming to the end of the third quarter. The quarter started with the Bills getting a 5.5-minute drive for a touchdown to take the lead, but the Bears answered back. Pass interception by Craig Stelz and a touchdown pass by Caleb Haney, tied at the end of the third. For tonight's game, who do you think will lead the Bears in receptions this season? And the fans, by a large margin, overwhelmingly go for Greg Olsen.
I disagree. If that's the case, then it's not going to be a good year passing the ball.
Really?
I don't think whenever your tight end is your leading receiver, that's not a good thing. I think it's going to be Earl Bennett. He's more the possession type of guy. If he stays healthy and he ends up being the possession type receiver, he'll end up with 85, 90 catches.
It'll be interesting because Olsen has become an early favorite of Jay Cutler, and he's been reliable in training camp.
Yep.
So we'll see. Okay. Thank the fans for taking part in that. Hamden being pressured, throws the screen. It's incomplete. Be sure to check out the Bears Network page on ChicagoBears.com throughout the season for the Toyota Fan Zone, plus exclusive video and outtakes from all of the Chicago Bears Network shows. For the game, the Bills have 322 yards total offense. The Bears 176. Bears rushing defense has been good.
Yeah, only 78 yards on, 25, 26 carries. So they've done their job as far as shutting down the running game. No big plays in the passing game.
Johnny Knox, who had a good kickoff return earlier, is back deep. Rookie wide receiver out of Abilene Christian. Mormon with a good high punt, fair catch, wave 4. Knox takes it at the 10-yard line. Let's get up-to-date news from the NFC North with the United fly around the division. The first-round draft pick of the Green Bay Packers, B.J. Raji, signed a 5-year contract Thursday. Sage Rosenfels for the Minnesota Vikings started at quarterback, went 10 for 15 in a 13-3 win at Indianapolis. And Dante Culpepper starting tonight over Matthew Stafford. But I think down the road, that's going to change, don't you think?
Eventually. Money dictates that it will.
Bears put in their third quarterback. Number 14, Brett Bazinet, was brought in as an unrestricted free agent after a couple of years at Carolina.
He was a very effective quarterback.
Interception off the pass intended for Johnny Knox. The interception by Ellis Langster.
Well, tough way to. Bazinet puts the ball right in Knox's hands. Now, Johnny's in the slot, and he's trying to work against a linebacker in a little tight quarters, and little guys sometimes get nervous down in there in with the linebackers.
So on Brett Bazinet's first pass.
Yeah, look, good. Hey, no big deal. We'll get it back. I'm glad to see, you know, it's always good when your quarterback, even with a young guy, you know, no point in getting on your receiver. He feels bad enough. You just keep the team together, and we'll come back and get it next time.
Bills with the ball, first and goal at the 4. Xavier Oman, the running back, picks up a yard on the play. Bears defensively bring in Mike Rivera, rookie out of Kansas, undrafted rookie, number 60. And well, there's Johnny Knox.
For as much speed as he's got, you know, that's probably not his forte, is getting in tight in there and catching a little pass. I'll tell you who was great at that with us was Bobby Ingram. He wasn't a big guy, but man, he knew how to work it inside.
Throwing for the corner, and the pass is caught for a touchdown by Sean Nelson, the rookie tight end out of Southern Mississippi. Went against Marcus Hamilton. And a big size mismatch. Sean Nelson at 6'5", Marcus Hamilton at 5'11". And a good job by Nelson to go up and get the football.
Yeah, Sam, what an advantage it is to have a big, tall receiver, 6'5" down there. You had mentioned it earlier off camera how great an advantage that is. And they took advantage of it, and they just threw the ball. Great throw by Hamden, putting that thing high and outside where only his receiver had a chance at it.
So the Bills have the lead for the second time as they capitalize on the turnover. The interception off the ball that was juggled by Johnny Knox turns into a touchdown for Buffalo. They lead it 20-13. Open at Soldier Field against Eli Manning and the New York Giants. The game can be seen at 7 p.m. Central Saturday, August 22nd on Fox Chicago and on all of our regional Chicago Bears Network affiliates. Special hello to those watching on KLJB in the Quad Cities and KFXA in Cedar Rapids, Iowa tonight. Bears Preseason TV is brought to you by AM/PM. The Ford scoring drive, 2 plays, 4 yards after the interception, and Hamden completing the touchdown pass to the tight end Sean Nelson. Joaquin Iglesias, the rookie wide receiver on the return, dropped the football, has it back, and is brought down across the 15-yard line with Danielle Manning out with an injury. Lovie Smith and Dave Tobe, his special teams coordinator, are looking a lot of different people as return men, possible return men.
Yeah, even defensive tackles. Melton earlier in the game. But there's Dave Taub there. What a great job he's done with the Bears special teams over the years, and molding Devin Hester and Daniel Manning and all the plays, the great coverage teams. Bazinet's back in the game here.
Ball at the 16-yard line. Bazinet checking off. Rashid Davis, Joaquin Iglesias.
Here comes a pass.
And the pass through the hands of Michael Gaines, the tight end, who's battling for a spot, who was brought in as a free agent from Carolina. Actually, he had been with Carolina, then went to Detroit and was signed as a free agent by the Bears as they look for another blocking tight end. They like to get that extra tight end blocking on goal line and short yardage situations. And Gaines trying to be that guy. Adrian Peterson is the running back. Brett Bazinet steps up and overthrows Michael Gaines.
Brett was a fantastic college quarterback at Northwestern. I believe he was the Player of the Year, Big Ten Player of the Year his senior year. Here he is. Look at that. NCAA in 2005. He's third in total offense. A lot of good names up there. Brady Quinn, Vince Young, Cole Brennan now with the Redskins. Good company. Now he's got to remember on that last throw, do not throw late down the middle in this game.
Jay Cutler was down at number 10 on that list. You're right about that. Caleb Haney was 8 for 11, 87 yards and 1 touchdown in his appearance. Bazinet under some pressure, throws and it's intercepted again by Langston. Ellis Langston on the return inside the 5, his second pick and his second return to the 4-yard line.
Oh, yeah. Tough situation there. You're backed up, trying to throw in a double coverage. He's going to look at this film later and discover there was a guy wide open underneath on the sideline. Looks like he tries to, you see here he is over here. You see Bazinet tries to look the defensive guy up and throw behind him, but you see right here the DB just kept sinking the whole way back.
Well, Ellis Langston is a 7th-round draft pick out of West Virginia, trying to make the team, and he's got 2 picks in the game on Brett Bazinet. Bruce Hall, the running back, and he's in for the touchdown. So the Bills with back-to-back interceptions and back-to-back touchdowns. 4-yard run for Bruce Hall, and the Bills have taken the lead at 26-13, going for the extra point.
Well, it just shows you how much turnovers, whether they're your fault or not. Bazinet had the first one drop out of Johnny Knox's hands. This one was more of a decision problem, but it just goes to show you how quickly a game can turn around from being tied up and all of a sudden now you're down 14.
And the Bills are waiting for another lineman to get on the field for the extra point try. The Bears had made turnovers pay off for them. They scored a touchdown off a turnover and a field goal as well. Now it's the Bills' turn. The extra point by Ryan Lindell is good. Back-to-back interceptions, back-to-back touchdowns give the Bills a 27-13 lead on the Bears.
You know, I just got this new Chase checking account. Really? Yeah.
Transmission or any other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Chicago Bears and the National Football League is prohibited.
Sam Rosen, Eric Kramer, Lou Canellis at Orchard Park, New York, outside of Buffalo. Bears preseason opener. The Bills have broken to a 27-13 lead. 1 play, 4 yards on the scoring drive after the interception by Ellis Langston, his second in a row. Ryan Lindell to kick it off. Joaquin Iglesias is deep and takes it at the 5. There's a flag down. Iglesias with a good return, breaking through, tries to keep it alive and gets up to midfield. Little cutback, got him a few more yards. Good return that time by Joaquin Iglesias, the 3rd-round draft pick out of Oklahoma.
Offside, kicking team, number 53. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
It's time for Too Much Good Stuff, brought to you by AM/PM, because you can never have too much good stuff. And there was good stuff for the Bears on special teams. A muff punt recovered there by Garrett Wolf. Then Roscoe Parrish coughed it up. Bears recovered the fumble. And then Craig Stelz with an interception. And the Bears turned that into a touchdown after a good return by Stelz. From the Bills, 45, Adrian Peterson carries for 5 on the play. So good return by Iglesias, who dropped his last one.
Yeah,
and
no interception to start the drive. Things are looking up. Daisne, he's just got to settle himself down a little bit. He'll be fine.
Iglesias' return was 46 yards. Two tight ends in, Kellen Davis and Michael Gaines. You saw Joaquin Iglesias in with Johnny Knox at the wide receiver position. But Bazinet on the short drop throws too high, and Langster almost had another interception.
Ball got tipped.
We go off the field. Lou Canellis is down on the sideline. Who do you have, Lou?
I've got Brian Urlacher. We just showed the 3 takeaways by this defense. Is that the biggest thing for this D going into this season?
Yeah, we want to get the ball taken away. We want to get sacks, cause fumbles, strips, interceptions, all that good stuff. Put the offense in good field position, put pressure on the quarterback, and make them turn it over.
All right, size up this first performance by your defense.
We could have done better. Obviously, we think we have a long drive there. The quarterback was 10 for 10. That's not good. But we got a couple takeaways. We played hard. No huddle's stressful, man. They put a lot of pressure on your defense, so you got to be sharp.
You came to camp and you said, I'm back. You're 31 years old. You turned 31 in May, but you're back. Why?
I feel good. I said this whole training, I was able to train in the offseason and get my body back in football shape, not doing rehab, get some muscle back on my body and get in shape. And I feel better. I feel back to normal again.
Brian, thank you.
Thanks, Lou.
That's good to hear.
Absolutely.
That guy can run and get to the ball and avoid blockers. That's a good thing.
On third down, Bazinet's pass was incomplete. The Bears forced to punt. Failed to take advantage of good field position. Bazinet 0 for 6 passing with 2 interceptions. Richmond McGee on the punt. Kicks it high, wants to keep it in the playing field. The Bears trying to cover it. One of the Bears ran by it, could have downed it, but they did a good job down at the 2-yard line. They kept it in play. Al Afalava came down the field, man. Made another good play. Coaches have seen a lot of him. Insight to the team you can't get anywhere else. Bears Insider is brought to you by North Shore University Health System. After the good play by Afalava, the Bills start from the 2-yard line. Bruce Hall, hit by Craig Stelz, falls forward to the 6.
This is where the defense can use a stop right here. Make them punt from out of their own end zone. They have not done that. Every time the Bills have gotten their hands on the ball this half, they've been able to move it.
Marcus Freeman, number 58, is in at linebacker, the rookie out of Ohio State. And Matt Baker, the 4th quarterback, is in for the Bills, number 16. The handoff inside, and that's a good stop up front by the Bears. Henry Melton there, Kevin Malice, the rookie linebacker, and Al Afalava being worked on the sideline. He's had a busy night. He's worked hard tonight.
He might be cramping up all the running around and making tackles he's done. It's like they're working on his knee a little bit. I'm sure he's fine.
Now here's a big 3rd down play for the Bears. Baker back. Pass is thrown and complete, but short of the 1st down. Pass to the tight end Sean Nelson, covered by Marcus Freeman.
Yeah, I mean, that was an unfortunate play call for the Bills. It didn't look like they were even trying to get past the markers, but hey, we'll take it.
3 and out.
3 and out.
The Bills have only had 3 incompletions in the game. DJ Moore, the rookie 4th round draft pick out of Vanderbilt, is back to receive the punt. Moore with room to return from the 39. Tries to get outside. A couple of big hits in there, a couple of big blocks. There's a late flag that goes down as DJ Moore is out of bounds at the Bills' 45-yard line.
Flag or no flag, that was a heck of a block by Josh Bullocks. They didn't flag him. The flag came later. He had a great peel back block and sprung that run.
As the officials talk it over, the Bears getting set to come out on offense. In the background, Lovie Smith and Dave Tobe, the special teams coordinator.
There's no foul on the play. It was a side block. First down.
All right. Let's take a look at what's in store for the Bears on the Comcast regular season schedule. They open in prime time with a division showdown against the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. The home opener follows in week 2 against Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. The NFC champion Cardinals visit on November the 8th. The first of 2 key games with the Vikings takes place at the Metrodome. On October 29th, the Packers make their trip to Soldier Field December 13th, and the Bears wrap up the regular season schedule just after New Year's in Detroit. It's going to be a battle. Bazinet handing to Adrian Peterson. Good run by Peterson as he gets inside the 40, down close to the 36-yard line.
I'll tell you what we saw tonight earlier on is Caleb Haney. One of the question marks for the Bears after they got Jay was who's going to be the backup quarterback. They don't have any experience. A lot of people didn't feel good about going in there with nobody as an experienced backup, and Caleb Haney showed up and said, hey, this is something I think I can do. And I think what's interesting here is last year he was getting every rep. Like he played more than any quarterback in the preseason, and now they're protecting him. Don't want him to get injured.
I liked his mobility. Peterson on second down is thrown back. They give him forward progress to the 36. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Well, like you said, Caleb's mobility is what allowed him to get that touchdown. Getting outside the pocket, the poise to look downfield and then dump the ball off at the last second. He definitely played well tonight.
Will Taufo, who scored the Bears touchdown on the scramble. Caleb Haney is back in at fullback. Adrian Peterson, the running back. Peterson, big hole. And he gets through for a first down at the 33-yard line. Let's go down to the sideline to Lou Canellis. Lou, what do you got?
Sam, good news. Safety El Efalava walked around, ice on his left knee. He should be okay, but he is done for the evening.
He's worked hard. Thanks, Lou, for that update. As we said, he's been busy in his first game in a Bears uniform. Done a good job.
Sure like the presence he brought that secondary.
Bazinet, he looked like he got stepped on by his center. Connects with Johnny Knox. Knox out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
That was a good-looking play. You know, everybody always thinks the quarterback was a klutz coming out of the center when he stumbles like that. No, somebody's stepping on his foot, I guarantee. There's a left guard stepping right back on his foot. Does a great job of not going back to the ground and gets up and makes a great poised throw to Johnny Knox, who himself does a good job of stepping over the tackler and getting upfield.
We're going to blame Donovan Raiola, the center, for stepping on his foot. First completion by Bazinet. First down Bears at the 22. Peterson inside the 20, close to the 18-yard line.
This is more the Bear football that Ron Turner likes to call. Pound the ball at him, pound it at him. We haven't seen any of that tonight. Now, Lovey is, you know, cautiously saying, look, even with Jay, we have a philosophy. We run the ball, getting Jay, now we just get better players doing it. But at the same time, it is hard to ignore the fact that you got a passer. And so we've seen a little bit of that tonight. Now they're getting back to the run game.
Peterson splits out, everybody out. Bazinet throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Johnny Knox and broken up by Kerry Harris of the Bills.
It looked a little late on the throw. At the same time, when you've got young receivers, sometimes they get a tendency to rush the route and not drive the DB off far enough. Bazinet looked a little late. The separation came early. Hard to tell whether that was the receiver or the quarterback. At least the ball didn't get picked up.
Right.
We're still in field goal range. It's big pickup here on 3rd and, what is that, 7 or 8.
3 wide receivers in. Derek Kinder, 7th-round draft pick out of Pittsburgh, number 83 is in. Bazinet fakes, throws the screen. Peterson with room. Cuts it back inside the 15 and down. Looks like he's short of the first down.
Yeah, looks a little short. Tough. Screen plays down in this part of the field. Everything is squeezed. It's almost like they got extra defenders. You're not going to get the deep pass drops by the linebackers that allow you that extra room. But looks like they're going to go for it.
They will go for it on 4th and 1. With Will Taufo, the fullback, number 45, Adrian Peterson, the running back, and 2 tight ends, Kellen Davis and Michael Gaines. Peterson, he's got the first down, close to the 10-yard line. Big block by the fullback, Will Talfo, the rookie out of California, who scored the touchdown, and a good block to lead Peterson.
Yeah, and there was a good mash on the right side there. That the offensive line for the Bears got some downfield push, and it allowed the back and Talfo to get through there and do the job.
First and goal on the 10. Adrian Peterson, 7 carries, 27 yards. 2 tight ends. Joaquin Iglesias splits out wide left. Off the fake. Bazinet stops and throws. Completes. Touchdown to Joaquin Iglesias.
What a great throw that was by Bazinet. He bought a little time. There was a guy on his face. He took some time and looked back across the field, and he had to throw that ball out there before Iglesias was actually open. You're going to see here the outside linebacker step up and cause some pressure. Bazinet has the poise and the patience. You see that? The receiver had not cleared yet, and Bazinet read that and anticipated it very well.
So the Bears, after a good return by Iglesias, and Iglesias scores the touchdown, and the extra point by Robbie Gould is good. 6:23 to go in the fourth quarter, and the Bears are down by 7. Good touchdown pass. Brett Bazinet to Joaquin Iglesias.
Bears preseason football is brought to you by AM PM. Too much good stuff. And sponsored by Audi, Hyatt, Chicago International Trucks, and Best Buy.
We are back. Let's take a look at the Bears drive. Was a good one. 9 plays, 45 yards. The Ford scoring drive. A little over 4 minutes. You liked that drive, didn't you?
I do. It was more of the Bears style, where they established the line of scrimmage, got a little momentum, and finished it off with a touchdown.
Robbie Gould's kickoff to Bruce Hall. Hall 3 yards deep, brings it out. Iglesias got a piece of him. Hall broke a couple of tackles. Flags go down. A good return by Hall, but it looks like it'll be brought back.
Holding. Receiving team, number 50. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Good coverage by the Bears. Let's take a look at the Miller Lite key performers in tonight's game. Al Afalaba, the rookie strong safety, with a real good performance, and Caleb Haney, the number 2 quarterback, did well.
Well, it was great to see. We advertised one of them, Afalaba, before the game. 50-50, we got it right. And then Caleb Haney, I thought, did very well with the amount of time and the reps he got and what he made out of nothing to make positive plays.
Well, we would have talked about Caleb Haney, only there was this other quarterback we had to talk about.
Yeah, a little bit.
That Cutler guy.
That Cutler guy, exactly.
And if you missed it, it was a mixed bag. Cutler did okay, 5 for 10, threw an interception, connected on a couple of passes. Bruce Hall on the carry.
The thing with Jay is you know, he brings you that dimension of strikeability anywhere on the field.
Right.
And when you have that in your quarterback, you're always putting pressure on the defense. And so Jay obviously wanted to get off to a little bit better start tonight, but he's going to be fine. The Bears are going to all get in sync here as we go along. And the good thing we saw tonight, though, was that offensive line play pretty well early in the game.
And you saw Olin Kreutz, the center, right at the heart of it. Hall on the sweep. It's well covered by the Bears. Good job. And we go to the sideline. Lou Cadellas. He was almost our key performer. Lou, who do you have?
Well, thanks, Sam. I'm standing alongside Desmond Clark, and you made sure Bears fans didn't forget you with a nice 21-yard reception in the first half.
Yeah, it was good to go out there and make a big play like that. The offense was struggling at the time, so we needed somebody to come up and make a play, and you know, number 6 just found me down the seam. So it was kind of ragged, but we got a long ways to go.
What was Jay Cutler like inside the huddle, running the offense here in the first half?
I mean, his demeanor is always cool and calm, and that's how he was in the huddle. So, you know, he has to bring that no matter how the game is going, and that's what he did tonight.
One tight end has had over 40 grabs the last 3 seasons since Mike Ditka, and his name is Desmond Clark. How tough was it for you to hear that Greg Olsen was going to be the starter and you were going to be second string behind Greg?
I mean, the only tough part about it was that I didn't have a chance to compete for it. But beyond that, you know, I just had to take it like a man and still come out here and do my job because, you know, I'm still on the team and these guys are counting on me to go and make plays. So I couldn't just sit around and just sulk about it. I just had to suck it up and come out here and play.
Thank you, Des.
Yes, sir.
All right, back upstairs.
Thank you, Lou. Desmond Clark, he will be counted on. He's very important in the Bears' offensive scheme of things. They like to run 2 tight ends a lot, and he'll still be a very important player for this team.
Well, he was important last year. Big part of this offense and such a key performer, key leadership. I love what he said about, yes, I was very disappointed I didn't get a chance to compete for this thing, but at the same time, I got to roll and I got to fill it, and this team's counting on me.
Matt Baker had a big scramble for a first down. Right now it's 2nd and 6 for the Bills on their own 35. Kevin Malice, Mike Rivera, and Marcus Freeman, all first-year men, all rookies, are in the lineup for the Bears at linebacker. Hall bounces it outside and was tripped up by Marcus Hamilton on the tackle across the 40-yard line. Down under. The Bears trailing 27-20. 2 interceptions that led to touchdowns broke the game open for the Bills. The Bears answering back with a touchdown of their own on 3rd and short.
You know, Sam, we've had a couple players now, Urlacher and Alex Brown, talk about what it's like playing against the no-huddle offense.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that comes to mind is, or what I heard out of it, was that you can't get substitutions on. If they're not going to substitute, you don't substitute,
right.
And so you're stuck out there.
What are your thoughts about it as an offense from the Bills side of things, and as an offense in the, you know, going against a defense, and what kind of pressure it puts on a defense?
Yeah, I like it because you get to spread them out, see what's going on. You get to see who's tired on defense, who you don't want to substitute and let them come out. I think it puts a lot of pressure on the defense.
A programming note. News on Fox Chicago follows the game. Plus, keep it here for an opportunity to look back at the 2008 season one last time. A Bears 2008 highlight special is coming up on Fox Chicago tonight at 10:30. Rod Marinelli behind him. Brian Urlacher off to the side. Lance Briggs. There's some pretty good talent there, including the coach.
If Marinelli collapses, those are 2 pretty good guys to have on either side.
It's a first down for the Bills at their 41-yard line. Bears come with a blitz. Corey McIntyre carrying, bounces off, and turns it into a nice gain up to the 48-yard line. Malice and Rivera had pressure up front, but McIntyre was able to break away.
Well, watch what it's like to play linebacker in the NFL. Here you go. You got up at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get pinballed around here, come back, shed the tackle, shed the blocker, try to get back. He tries to get back in on the play. He gets hit again. That's just one play. And now you got to get lined up and do it again. Yeah, there's a couple guys that have done that a while.
Done it pretty well, too.
No wonder you get a back problem.
On 2nd and 3, McIntyre pushing his way up across midfield, bring up a 3rd and short.
That was Kevin Malice getting bounced around on that play, rookie from Rutgers, and that's what you learn. Is that in college, I think not as many guys play all the way to the whistle, and you'll start to learn that, hey, a guy is not going to quit fighting until he hears the echo of the whistle at this league. Yeah. And for the most part, that's what happens. It's a big indoctrination.
And the other adjustment that the coaches talk about all the time is that the speed of the game, even in preseason, is so much faster than everything you've seen in training camp.
Right, and I think the combination, the speed of the game and then the duration of the play that guys fight till that whistle, I think is a big, big difference.
Bills have a 3rd and 1 just across midfield. We are just short of the 2-minute warning. Hey, number 22 is Matt Forte, who did not play in the game tonight. A coach's decision. They feel he's been practicing well. He's been practicing every day. They want to preserve him a little bit. They don't want him getting banged up early in preseason.
And let's not put too much weight on the preseason when it comes to your veterans. The main thing, get in, get them healthy, and get out of the preseason without any major injuries. A guy like Forte, the last thing he needs to do is put the ball in his hands throughout the preseason. He touched the ball, almost 400 times last year between running and passing. So, he's a workhorse. He doesn't need a whole lot of touches in the preseason.
Bills get a first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning. The Bears trailing the Bills 27-20. Sam Rosen, Eric Kramer, Lou Canellis here outside of Buffalo in Orchard Park. And it was tied at 6 at halftime. At 13 end of the third quarter, Bills turned a couple of interceptions into touchdowns. Bears with one back, but now they need the football and have only one timeout remaining. Corey McIntyre, the fifth-year fullback, is stopped for a loss short of the line of scrimmage. Don't forget, a week from tonight, the Bears at home at Soldier Field against the Giants. One of the top teams in the NFC. That'll be a good test for the Bears. Devin Hester.
Well, you're going to get some pass rush against the Giants. Now we're going to see a little bit how good this Bear pass protection is.
Jerron Gilbert, he's gotten a good chance to play. Lovie Smith likes him. As we mentioned, third-round draft pick. Bears giving up one of the first-rounders this year to the Denver Broncos in the Jay Cutler deal. Joe Claremont, defensive end out of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think the defensive line, interior-wise, has played pretty well. Not any big runs up front. The edge rushers have not gotten quite as much pass rush.
Couple of concerns. Certainly they haven't stopped the passing game of the Bills, but they are missing some key performers. Charles Tillman, who's out after back surgery, hopes to be back by the start of the season. Danielle Manning is out as he tweaked a hamstring. And Zach Bowman, who was having a terrific camp. He played only one game last year and made a big splash in that game against Minnesota.
And
so they're missing
Tommy Harris as well.
Tommy Harris up front. So some key performers out of the lineup.
Yeah, and which gives a lot of guys a chance to step up and really get evaluated. And guys like Zach Bowman, Josh Bullocks tonight, I think, to me, came in and has played a very good game. A lot of good tackles. Linebackers have all played well, I think, even the backups.
And a couple of good plays, big plays for the Bears have turned into points. Craig Stelz had an interception that led to a touchdown. There's Wally Agunlia and Tommy Harris alongside. Tommy, it's more of a precaution with him. He had the knee surgery, told everybody he had the knee surgery back in March to get an idea of what was bothering him. He thinks, everybody thinks he'll be okay. And
he better be. He better be, yeah. And it does cause you some concern because those health issues and the knee problem especially doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. And so that's the guy that the Bears helps define their defense with his pass rush.
24 seconds remaining, and a timeout has been called. Dick Jauron, he's got T.O. in his stable this year, and he's been happy thus far. There's Bobby April, longtime special teams coach.
Sam, the fireworks won't start until October, November. That's when it gets fun. Let him go stand on somebody's helmet or something out at midfield.
Oh, boy. It's been a tough go for Dick Jauron. The Bills got off to a good start last season, but faded in the second half in a tough division. New England should be strong. The Jets think they'll be better with Mark Sanchez, the young quarterback.
And I think that's why the Bills felt they had to go out and get a playmaker, because they really don't have, other than Lee Evans, they don't have a great tight end. Marshawn Lynch was productive at times, but they needed somebody to help stretch the field, and so that's what they did. Went out and got a pretty good one in T.O.
Mormon to punt. Eric Peterman, a rookie out of Northwestern, is back deep for the Bears. Peterman looks, will try to return. Gets outside and is out of bounds up at the 23-yard line. With 14 seconds remaining, the Bears get one last try. But Bazinet, who got off to a rough start, his first pass went through the hands of Johnny Knox and was intercepted. Returned to the 4-yard line. The Bears punched it in. Next series, he overthrew his receiver, intended receiver. It was
good to see him.
Intercepted, and a big return led to a touchdown.
Yeah, good to see him keep his composure, though. Came back that last drive, put it in the end zone, and finished the night off pretty well.
Works out of the shotgun with 14 seconds to go. Bazinet with time, and he throws the interception. Try to get it to Johnny Knox, and it was intercepted by Lydell Sargent.
Wow. It's the same throw he had picked off earlier by, can't remember the name of the cornerback who picked it up.
Ellis Langster.
Langster, exactly. This one he threw behind him, and the safety got it. And, you know, this is a terrible way to end the night. You got to let that ball out to the sideline, put it up high and outside for your receiver.
So a tough night for Brett Bazinet. For Jake Cutler, a mixed bag, as we said. For Caleb Haney, a strong showing. And for Brett Bazinet, 3 interceptions, though he did have the 1 touchdown pass. And that's it. The Bears preseason opener is over. Some good things, some rough spots, and some good individual performances to hang your hat on as well. The Bears are beaten by the Buffalo Bills 27-20. And we go downstairs, down to the field to Lou Canellis with Orlando Pace. Take it away, Lou.
All right, Sam, I am with the 7-time Pro Bowlers. Size up the performance of the offensive line, the first-string offensive line.
Well, we went in, we wanted to keep, we didn't really establish a rhythm. I was only in there for like 6 or 7 plays, but, just kept guys off of Jay and gave him a chance to throw the ball. And next week we'll get our offense rolling a little bit better.
Your 13th season, you've been in a few of these preseason games. How much time do you need during the exhibition season?
Not much. I know how to play the game. Just out here just to get, it's a new team, so next week I think I'll get a little more work, but the preseason is the preseason.
Physically, I've heard you say I am in the best shape, condition I've been in years.
Yeah, I feel good. I think the body feels great. It's a new energy for me, so I'm really excited about the year. How
does it make you to feel playing alongside a 6-time Pro Bowler and a Olin Kreutz?
Well, it's great, man, because especially at the center position, he's almost the brain of the operation, so it makes our job a lot easier, makes my transition here a lot easier also.
Orlando, thanks for the time. We'll see you against the Giants.
No problem. Thanks, man.
All right, Orlando Pace joining us back upstairs to Sam and Eric.
Thanks very much, Lou. As you look at Orlando Pace, there's no doubt that he's going to be a very important man. Also to mentor Chris Williams on the other side as the young tackle, and that could be very important for the Bears.
Well, I think he's done a pretty good job because Chris Williams, to me, tonight did a very good job, Sam. They kept Jay clean for the most part, and I think as an offensive unit, they didn't quite establish a run like Orlando had alluded to, and so I think we'll see probably a little bit more of that next week.
All right, overall, offensively, from the top unit, what did we see that was a plus?
Well, I think the pass protection with Jay, and Jay threw a few nice balls, but by and large, I think the protection was there. It's just the timing of the passing game wasn't there, and the run game, there was no commitment to that.
Now, defensively, though they gave up a lot of pass completions, they came up with some big plays, the first defense especially.
They did, and we all knew coming in, Sam, that the secondary was banged up. They're not playing with a lot of veteran guys in there, so I think the defensive line, the linebackers, did enough good things that I think we can build on that. The secondary-wise, Afalava came in. I think we both understand he did a great job tonight getting to the ball, hustling around the field.
Now, special teams, good coverage. They had 1 turnover. We're on the muffed punt that they recovered. Good returns by some young guys, so there's some positives there. For Eric Kramer and Lou Canellis, I'm Sam Rosen. The Bears are beaten in their preseason opener by the score of 27-20. Next week at Soldier Field, it'll be the Bears and the Giants. Hope you'll be with us for that. The Chicago Bears preseason opener here in Buffalo. Good at times. They were tied going into the fourth quarter. Then the Bears are beaten 27-20.
There's something big.